What's up, y'all? It's Ty. In this video today, we're going to be going over talking about how you guys can look forward to tomorrow's Rivals content drop in College Football 25 Ultimate Team and what are my recommendations for that. Now, over the past couple of days, my predictions have came to reality. They've came to reality. Whether you want to admit that I'm a magician when it comes down to the market on this game or not, it's kind of predictable at this stage, and time after time it's true. Like, if you want to just take a look, let's just look at these cards right here. Isaiah Bond, a couple of days ago, I bought him for like 150. He's now 200,000 coins. I knew because of Black Friday the market would be in a really bad position. Like, the markets were down pretty bad. Obviously, it's just now starting to recover. However, tomorrow we do know the Rivals cards are going to be coming, and more of those Season 3 type cards are going to be coming as well. So if you want to sell a guy like Isaiah Bond, Benjamin Morrison, he might still be at his bottom. But more specifically, if you want to sell these Rivals cards, you absolutely can. And honestly, I'd recommend it. Now, the hard part for me is I've got these cards with team chemistries. And so that's where things get difficult, is if you've spent 15,000, coins on a team chemistry, it's tough to really make anything back from that. So that's kind of the tough thing about it. But I do want to say this. There are some specific Rivals cards that if I were you guys, that if you guys have sellable versions of, I'd try to get rid of. And those guys specifically, I've got an unsellable Lambert Smith. So the Lambert Smith I have, I can't personally sell. But if you have Lambert Smith, I'd try to get rid of him before tomorrow. Love it. Obviously, this one is relatively cheap. Like, he's obviously not super expensive. But if you have any of these cards that still hold some decent value, I would try my best to get rid of them before tomorrow. I don't know exactly what Bear Alexander's price is like, but again, I expect his price to go down come tomorrow. Daughtery's going to go down a little bit tomorrow. Malachi Moore is a card that definitely, if I'm you guys, I'm looking to pick up tomorrow. However, his price tomorrow is going to go down slightly. I think a lot of it does depend, though, like, who are the Rivals cards we get tomorrow? Are a lot of people going to be opening packs or not? Because at the end of the day, guys, like, we do have some Rivals cards, but like, to me, when I'm looking at overall the Rivals cards, I feel like the content in the Rivals drops have been pretty mediocre, pretty mid. So I'm not like super worried, about the market to crash a ton tomorrow. And honestly, I just still don't think it's a good time to sell. If you have a lot of different cards, like if you've invested in cards like a Cam Newton, like a Cooper DeJean, I would still hold on to those type of cards. Even a guy, let's say like Stephon Diggs, I would hold on to. Now I'm going to start selling some of my Bryce Thorntons, but the rest of my cards, they're going to be held on to. I'm not going to go through, and a lot of these cards are unsellable, but I'm not going to go through and just sell a bunch of my cards. Like, it's just not what's going to happen. I've got a good team right now. But again, I don't think it is a great time to go through and sell a lot of these cards. So for me, I'm going to hold on to them, see, what can I put them to use. But a lot of these cards, again, I've just got, and again, it is what it is. Now, a guy like Ed Reed, I don't know exactly what his price is. You guys can see it's pretty down bad. Could be worth your time to go through, sell guys like this. But at the end of the day, like, we're not going to see an overall bump. The market's going to be what it's going to be. And for me, yes, my team is pretty insanely good at this stage, but I'm not trying to sell and make more coins right now. I just don't think that is a great idea. So I don't want to sit up here in front of you guys and act like, tomorrow the Rivals cards in a whole are going to be super cheap. But if you do want Lovett, if you do want Lambert Smith, even if you do want, the Malachi Moore, those are three guys that if you have, don't have a team chemistry on them. Even if you do with Malachi Moore, I'd sell him. But if you have those cards, I'd try to maybe sell them. But tomorrow, those are some guys I definitely would look to target, because all those cards, in my opinion, are absolutely elite cards that could be a great opportunity for you guys to end up buying tomorrow. It's just kind of weird right now because I said, the market hasn't really done much as far as these really expensive cards recently. Like, I don't want to sit here and say like the market's up, the market's down. Market really hasn't done a whole lot. I will say this. A lot of the LTDs that we did see during Black Friday are nearly non-existent. Like Stephon Diggs, there's, 7 of him up. You want to talk about a guy like Kamara, there's not very many of him up either. And so a lot of these cards, even if you want to look at Cam Newton, There's 23 of them up, but that's not that many either. So these cards are super rare. Even a Cooper DeJean, honestly, I don't feel right spending 1.1 million coins on him, so I'm going to try to get him for cheaper. But a lot of these cards, I just can't see their prices dropping anytime soon. And even for these 92, 93s, even if you don't want to talk about like the LTD type cards, Benjamin Morrison is at his bottom. I don't see his price going down whatsoever. You know, O'Donnell Fortune, a very good card that tomorrow is going to be a guy to definitely look at picking up. I don't know what his minimum is, probably what, 50,000 coins. So O'Donnell Fortune definitely is another card if you have, might be worth your time to sell if you don't have a team chemistry on him and look to pick up tomorrow. Same thing with Cade Klubnik, another card that could go down come tomorrow. So I say that I don't necessarily love a lot of the Rivals cards that we've gotten, but we actually have gotten a decent amount of solid Rivals cards. Like a lot of people are running Cade Klubnik, who is a solid quarterback. Could be a solid opportunity to buy him tomorrow. But with Lambert Smith, with these left or right tackles, a lot of these cards, especially if you play squads gauntlet guys, that can be improved. I don't know if Klubnik can, but a lot of the other cards could be worth your time tomorrow, depending on the price. I think Bear Alexander is the best defensive tackle in the game. He could be below 60,000 coins tomorrow as well. So for me, I do run a lot of the Rivals cards, but a lot of them I can't sell. Like even Kyle Lewis, I don't necessarily love him, but again, he's a 92 overall. I got that I can't sell, and so he's just going to play for me. So the market, to me, it's just in a weird position. And to me, I'm not. If you have any Rivals cards, I'm not like panic selling them unless they have some really solid value. Like if I could sell this Lambert Smith right now, I would 110% sell him. I mean, I think his value is not going to be as high as it is right now come tomorrow. But as far as the rest of my squad, like if I give people Oregon team chemistries, I don't really want to sell them anytime soon. I just don't. You know, I play in Champs, I play in Gauntlet. That's where I make the majority of my coins. And guess what, guys? I need a solid enough team to you know, compete, to secure my, you know, record, whatever I want to do. Get 16 wins in Champs every week. Try to get to 9 or 10 in the Gauntlet. That's how I make the majority of my coins. I need a good team to do that. And yeah, with Cam Newton, with obviously, you know, a lot of these LTD type cards, you're safe. If you have any of these mid-range cards, guys, it's just tough because their market value right now isn't super high. And if you put a team chemistry on them, it's tough. Like, that just makes things way more tough as far as an overall picture. So I don't know what the future of this game really does hold, like as far as the market is concerned. I want to think the market's going to eventually go back up. We're on week 2 of this specific overall. So, I mean, for the next week or so, we're not going to see an overall increase. I don't know. I have a hard time telling you guys to sell cards right now when the market is where it's at. So, you guys see my squad, a lot of my good cards. I could go and, you know, this Bear Alexander is one I bought. I could take the team chemistry off him, maybe sell him for 75,000 coins. But at the end of the day, he's the best defensive tackle in the game. And even if I, you know, make a couple thousand coins, it's not worth doing. It's just not. For, you know, if you have that team chemistry plus the 10% tax, all of those types of things. So that's the tough part, right? Unless a card goes for an insane amount, like Lambert Smith would maybe be enough. It's or same thing with Klubnik, same thing with you know, a lot of those types of guys, maybe even some of the corners in the rival set. But it's tough unless the card goes for a lot. When you're talking about the auction house tax, if you have a team chemistry, it's tough to get to the point where, okay, it is worth your time to go list them, sell them, and go from there. So that's my recommendation. Look, I've spent basically all of my coins with the Black Friday drop, and again, I'm trying to eventually empty out my Bryce Thorntons slowly, but eventually trying to make some coins from them. But at the end of the day, the auction house was so down bad that these Thorntons were up in bulk for 250,000 coins. Now he's going for over 500,000 coins. That's the moral of the Black Friday promo. It was a great time to buy, and it still is. So, like, if you are wanting good cards, guys, I still would recommend buying them. Like, it's not too late to, you know, get, but for Bryce Thornton it is. But even, you know, for some of the other cards, it's not too late. Like tomorrow, Barry Alexander, Lambert Smith, all of those types of cards, even the Lovett, Georgia's wide receiver. These are cards that tomorrow are a great opportunity for you guys to buy. So again, I don't know if I'd sell them anything right now. Like with where the market's at right now, it is what it is at this stage. Like the market is not in the best position. But, I mean, you guys see my team. Like, I've got even extra guys on my squad that I don't even need. Like, I don't even need this second right guard. I probably should go through and sell Brock Diu. But at the end of the day, it's like, I mean, for what? For what? What am I selling him for? He's going for so cheap anyways. Like, is it worth my time to go through and sell the car? I mean, for me, it might be since I've got, you know, another right guard that's always going to play. But it's just tough. He's got the Oregon team chemistry. I'm going to sell him for what? 53,000 coins? I don't know. Maybe you guys think that's worth it, but I don't know. It's just really tough for me to get there. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments, guys. I just think the auction house is pretty miserable if you want to sell your cards right now. Is ultimately where I'm at. But let me know your thoughts, guys. Drop a like on the video. Subscribe if you're new, and as always, man, I love you guys. Have a blessed day.